Yes. And
did she give you any more than $270?
never.
Now, you say the child support at some point became frozen. When did that child support become frozen?
It started on February the 1st. I just simply asked the question to my son, do you have to pay child support money to a child that no longer resides at that address? And he at that point didn't even know the answer, so he called his caseworker and asked. And I guess that's what started it rolling. And then a notarized letter from Deborah on 2/20 states that the child was residing with me, and they just, after having heard from both parents, just froze the money.
And so the money kept coming in?
Kept coming in, but was not going, and to this day has never been released. There was, on October the 17th, there was a court hearing. And to my knowledge, what money was supposed to have been frozen while Tasha was in my care was supposed to be, according to this paperwork, turned over to me. But as of today, I've not received one dime.
Well, but you will be receiving.
According to the child
Let me
support...
see the, let me see the paper that you have.
To that. According to what they have told us, there's no dollar figure there, but from what I've been told, there's supposed to be somewhere around $600 that Tasha was actually entitled to.
The impounded funds shall be released to Jean Stenger. That's you.
That's right.
So you will be getting that money.
At least the $600, yes.
Okay. Now, is there any discrepancy in...
every 2 weeks. But in January, I fell on my back. I was off work for 14 weeks, and I received 50% of my pay. I was bringing home $250 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
No.
Even when the child is in her care, so she has to use her income as well. She says that she was receiving half disability for a substantial part of that time.
That is correct, Your Honor, but that's not the whole story. According to all of these, this is the police reports that took place within their home. She was couldn't go back to work, according to the police reports, because she had to go to drug rehab. That is a lie.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jean Stenger says ex-daughter-in-law Deborah Stenger owes for child support costs when her granddaughter lived with her. Deborah,
the injury at work was drug-related or not. If she could not work for that period of time, then there was no additional money coming in.
Right.
So let me tell you what would have happened, Mrs. Stenger. She could have gone back into court and pursued additional support for Tasha from your son. Stop shaking your head, because it's a possibility. I know. I was in family court for 25 years, sir.
But he didn't have a job, so he was hurt.
So you as parents pitched in and took care of your granddaughter.
Well, the only thing I incurred so much expense, number one, I had to take her back and forth to school, round trip 4 times a day, 80 miles a day. She had to have $3 a day for lunch money.
I understand that it was difficult, but that's what grandparents do.
Well, you don't mind
And
it,
you
but when
wouldn't-
you're abused.
And you wouldn't be here today, Mrs. Stenger, were your son still married to the defendant.
No.
Of course not. And you're not suing both of them. You're choosing just to sue your former daughter-in-law.
Well, I felt because she had full custody of her, and we had virtually an agreement that that's where it
No,
should go.
virtually an agreement is not an agreement, Mrs. Stenger.
Because I didn't have her put it in writing?
No, you said it was my understanding that. And I believe what she said to you was, I will turn over the child support payments to you. So in addition to giving you the child support payments, she also gave you a little bit of extra money, $270. But that is not an agreement. It's not an agreement that is binding in a court. So you have a son who's not working, because why?
He has a heart condition and is still under doctor's care as of today.
So?
Well, what we're saying is he was working 3 jobs, and they made him...
A child.
That was only after, what do you want to call it? The child support was had a reduction done in it. He was actually paying $134. I have a court printout where he paid her $100,000 over the time period from the day of the divorce.
Since when?
Was actually, when were you divorced, Debbie? 87?
So you're telling me from 1987 he paid her $100,000?
Yes.
So?
Well, I'm just stating that he
So?
paid more than $44 in
What
that
I'm
time
telling
frame.
you is, so?
Oh, I understand that.
Doesn't come out to a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money. Paid her $100,000. If you sell me, paid her $100,000 in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years for the support of 2 children, I would say. Okay, you know, man's doing his job. But since 1987,
Yes, I know.
if he's paid her $100,000, that doesn't cut it for me.
How many years was it?
14 years.
What about
14, I'll figure it out what it is for you. All right, my trusty calculator. 100,000 divided by 14 divided by 12 equals $595 a month, divided by 4.3 is $138 a week divided by 2.
No, 3.
3 at that time.
You mean she had 3 children?
Yes, in the beginning.
Well, glad you told me that. That's even less. So forget it. You got $1,500. But I have a sense that one of the reasons that you're here is because you're angry because your granddaughter left your house without so much as a goodbye, a thank you, or goodbye, I'm going back to my mother. Step up. Did you have a fight with your grandmother?
I had a few little fights.
Well, the last one. You left sometime in July. Why?
I got tired of hearing her and everybody put my mom down as she was a bad person.
And they did this to you, in front of you?
Well, they did it in their bedroom or in the living room or when I was in the room, like I was invisible, you know. It didn't matter where I was.
That's a big mistake. That's a terrible mistake. You're absolutely right.
That is not
That's
true.
not
Conversations were not held in front of the child.
That's not true.
Well, listen, may not be held in front of the child, but if they're held in a room where she can overhear them.
That didn't happen.
Well, that's what she says. What do you think happened? Why did she leave?
Number one, we got a phone call in regard back to the child support. On July 5th, they called. Debbie had kind of rapport with them, and she had been in their office on that day, and when she left, they had informed her on that day if she would get letters from both the children, they would release the funds. July 7th, Debbie started showing up at my home. Tasha was with us for 7 months. During that time frame, Debbie never one time called me or my husband and asked how the child was doing, if she was in need of anything, nothing. Like I said before, when I needed the help with the medical bills, Tasha had came to us. She had a root canal that needed to be done, an abscess on her tooth. Debbie did carry insurance, but when it came time for the insurance check to come around, the insurance company mailed it to Debbie. Debbie took the funds and cashed the check and never refunded, never paid the dentist, never. And
That's a lie.
I have the bill from the dentist.
That's not a lie. Why did that happen?
When the check came to me,
Yes. What did you do when the check came to you?
I cashed it and I bought Tasha socks, underwear, and shoes.
Wrong! Wrong!
Absolutely.
That was wrong.
Yes, it was.
So, how much was the check?
$89.10.
You owe her that. You want to buy your daughter underwear, you buy your daughter underwear.
I didn't pay that. I didn't have a root canal done. I didn't have anything done. I still
The
have
child
it.
to this day hasn't had the root canal. The infection in her tooth was so bad, they placed her on antibiotic, and I took her, as they requested, to a medical doctor. And
This is all-
well, what I'm saying to you, it was in her blood system. They said that it wasn't life-threatening yet, but it could get there. And if I hadn't got her help,
That's a dangerous situation,
it
I'm
is.
telling you, that
and
you
it was
want
one
to take
that I
care
got
of that.
placed in the middle of.
What?
The tooth has been pulled.
The tooth has been pulled.
Thank heaven.
Well, that's cheaper than root canal, just to pull out the tooth. Where was the tooth?
My
Wisdom's going to take
back
her place.
molar.
Didn't the dentist tell you that it would be better to do a crown and to do root canal work on a young child's mouth rather than pulling a tooth so that the whole mouth shifts? See, it pays to have a father who's a dentist. Didn't he
I
tell you
don't-
that?
Yes, ma'am, but I didn't have the $562.
Get it! Get 2 jobs. Get 5 jobs. Okay, so far I have that you owe her $89.10.
The only out-of-pocket expense, as far as for debt, she needed a new book for school for one of her classes, $27.10.
So you bought your granddaughter a book. I'm not so concerned about buying your granddaughter a book. Listen, if the reason that you left your grandmother's house is because you heard her and your grandfather saying things that were unkind about your mother, that was a tremendous mistake on their part, not on your part. But if you wanted to be a little more grown up, you would have said, I want to go home to my mother.
That's
I
what she
think we-
needed to
asked
do.
one
What?
time, and they said that I couldn't leave
That's not true. She never.
They
we
said
had
that you
no
couldn't leave.
conversation.
Why?
True.
because I lived there, and my grandfather would not let me leave.
You mean you felt like a prisoner? Is that what
Yeah.
you felt like?
Oh.
No.
It didn't happen.
no.
I think this
Did you
letter
go-
here that she wrote
Did you go out with
herself
your friends?
explains
No.
why she left.
You never went out? In the 7 months you lived there, you never went out with friends?
Once a weekend, if that.
Fine, so you went out with your friends. Doesn't sound to me like you were a prisoner.
She went anywhere and everywhere she wanted. I seen to it she did.
Okay.
And I think
That's-
this letter that she actually wrote here actually explains why she left. She thought she was going to get that money, just like I stated, from the child support, and they was going to spend it on those things.
Okay, good. She starts out with, sorry the letter's so sloppy, but dear Granny and Grandpal, I'm sorry, it's been great and all, but it was time to go home a long time ago. You don't get me or understand me. Well, that's probably true because grandparents don't get foolish teenagers. Maybe someday you will. And I know my mom is not perfect, but she is my mama and she needs my love. And I need hers. That's an honest feeling. I hope that you both know that I love you very much, and I'll be back tomorrow for my things. It's not about how much you did or are doing or anything like that. It's just that nothing has changed in my heart. Your granddaughter says to you, she's my mama and I need to be with her right now. And perhaps it could have been handled differently, Mrs. Stenger, but that's not the way it was handled.
No.
So...
No, I think that's the whole thing in a nutshell.
I got you. I understand.
Since that time, we've not heard from her at all.
Mrs. Stenger, children need the widest possible community of love and affection that they can possibly get, even when they're 18 years old. And clearly, your daughter has had a lot of ups and downs. Fair statement? Clearly, when a mother gives up physical custody of a child to someone other than a parent, it's saying that there have been problems that I can't cope with. And the fact that her grandparents said, fine, we'll try, is a testament to them. Not something that should make you angry with them if they did some foolish things while she was there by letting her little pitchers overhear conversations. That was the wrong thing to do. But basically, they had reasonable hearts because they said, you know, she's our granddaughter and we love her, let her come and disrupt our otherwise calm household. When a teenager comes into your house, your whole house turns upside down. It never is the same. So your grandparents loved you enough to say, come live with us. And your grandmother drove you back and forth to school. It was a big drive every day?
Yeah, it was.
Could she have said to you, if you're going to live here, you have to go to school locally?
Yes.
Of course she could have. She could have said, listen, I'm not driving an hour each way to get you to and from school. I want you to live with us, but you'll have to finish high school close by our house. But she wouldn't do that because you got your friends. You wanted to finish high school where you are, so she extended herself. It's time to put a period and not be so angry, okay? Will you try?
I'm not angry.
Are you angry at her?
Oh, no. No, not angry at all.
Good. I'm glad. Your lawsuit's dismissed. That's all. Oh, except for $89.10. That you get.
All right, down, this is case number 372 on the calendar in the matter of Shufflin versus Bailey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Shufflin, it is your claim that the defendant, with whom you were involved romantically, had borrowed at some point $300 from you for some medical bills as a result of a car accident that she had had. You are no longer involved romantically. You claim that she made one payment to you. I believe you said the payment was $60. Is that right?
Yes.
And so she still owes you $240.
Yes.
She says no way. When did you start to date her?
In about May. I'm not sure exact date, but in May.
Of this year?
Last year.
And when did you make her this loan?
As far as I can remember, it was about June.
Of 99?
It's 99, yes.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding the loan. Okay. She must have told you that she needed money.
Well, basically what happened is she kept telling me when we talked on the phone, her parents were bothering about the money that for a doctor bill.
What was the doctor bill for?
A car accident before we even met.
And what did you say to her when she told you that her parents were bothering her about this medical bill?
I said I can loan her $300, but since I don't have the money to be able to give that to her, I'd have to be paid back.
And what did she say?
She said okay.
When did you break up?
Not exactly sure. I think about January, February.
Of this year?
Yes, yes.
And when did she make the first payment to you? First and only payment?
A month later, about July.
Did you ask her about the money the remainder of the time? August, September, October, November, December?
No, I never asked her about it.
How come?
I just didn't think about it. I thought she'd pay me back like she paid $6 back. I thought she'd pay me back the rest. She told me that she would. She's always, even if we break up, she'd pay me back the full amount.
Well, I understand that, but for all those months, she never made any further payment. Did you live together?
No, we did not.
You saw each other exclusively?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll hear your version of the events.
The hospital bill was not for a car accident. It was for a miscarriage, or as the hospital puts it, pregnancy complications.
When?
It was in June of
99.
last year.
You started to date the defendant in May of 99? Mm-hmm. When in May?
I think like the 11th.
Where did you meet?
Him and his friends picked up on me at the mall.
And when did you have your first date with him?
Jeez, I don't know. He called me the next day. I guess we hung out like a week later.
So that would have been, hanging out would have been, say, the 18th of May. Is that right?
Yeah.
When you said you hung out, was that a date?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I don't remember.
We went to the movies.
And do you recall how much after this first movie date that you had any intimate relationship with him?
Only like 2 weeks.
2 weeks after that?
Yeah.
All right. 2 weeks after that would have brought you to the end of May. Correct? Now I'll see your paper.
It's really small, sorry.
When did you go into the hospital?
The 23rd of July.
In your reply, you said this all started in June of '99 when I became pregnant by the plaintiff.
I got pregnant in June, but I was in the hospital in July because I was about 4 weeks along.
Tell me about this automobile accident that you had.
The automobile accident was like 2 months before I met him, like a month before that.
Right. Tell me about it.
I was on my way back from a friend's house with my best friend at the time. Her mom was driving, her sister was in the car. It was 5 o'clock traffic on a Friday night. There was a guy behind us, he wasn't paying attention, and he hit us from the back. It was like nothing.
Did you see a doctor?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you say that this $300 that he gave you was towards the medical bill for this pregnancy that you had after you met him.
Yes.
Is that right? Did you tell him that?
Yes, he knew.
So tell me what you told him.
I called him one day crying because I thought that I was pregnant and I didn't know what to do. And he said...
Had you been using birth control?
No.
Why not?
Because I was being stupid, basically. I wasn't thinking, and
Yes.
that was wrong of me.
Yes.
And he said something along the lines of, well, if you are, we'll take care of it. And then I started bleeding about a week before I went into the hospital, and I ended up in the hospital at like 4:30 in the morning because I was bleeding really bad and I was cramping really bad, and my dad didn't know what was going wrong with me.
And is that what you claim he gave you the $300 for?
Yes, it is. And I gave him back $100, not $60.
Did you show him the bills?
I never saw the bills myself.
Why not?
I was 17 years old. My stepmom handled it.
And you're 18 now, is that
Yes.
it? How old are you?
19.
Within a couple of weeks after you met, you claimed that you were pregnant by the plaintiff.
Yes.
Did you have any other boyfriends before the plaintiff?
Yes, I have had boyfriends.
Did you have any intimate relations with anyone else before the defendant?
No.
No?
Not until, well, it was 2 years prior. And it was one time,
I mean, there was something about him that you found irresistible?
I guess. Couldn't tell you what it was, but
One of the problems, after you gave her this money, you didn't ask for it back in the 6 months that you continued to date, right?
Yes.
So what I want to know is, why now?
I wanted it back for a long time. I just never got around to going to the courthouse and filing the suit for it. That's basically, I wanted it. It wasn't a loan at all. It was not meant to be a loan. I just never got around to the courthouse.
You said it wasn't meant to be a loan?
I mean, a gift. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I never gave her money for a doctor bill, and she never told me that the money I gave her was for the pregnancy, the doctor bill. If it had been for that, I will pay for that. If it is for
Miss Bailey, the problem that I have is that you say you paid some of this money back.
I did.
Why?
Why? Because he was like getting a new job, and he was kind of in between jobs, I think, at the time, and he had just bought a car. And there was this thing that he really, really wanted to get for the car, and I happened to have just gotten paid, so I gave him the money. And the only reason why we're standing here today is because he's mad because he cheated on me and I broke up with him.
Now, you say that this money was used for complications as a result of pregnancy.
Yes.
That doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't a gift. Just because you had a medical bill doesn't mean that he obligated himself to pay it.
It's his baby. He should have to pay half of it.
That's not written anywhere, madam. Where's that written?
You're telling me that if this happened to you, you wouldn't think that...
This wouldn't happen to me, madam. I'm smarter than that. We're not talking about things that are moral. We're talking about things that are legal. You see, if two people are not married, there is no presumption that this child becomes pregnant They are jointly and severally, both of them together, and each are responsible.
You know what it means?
Are responsible for the hospital bill or any bills as a result of this pregnancy. But when two people are not married and they choose to have sex, unprotected sex, the woman, unfortunately, is usually the one that gets stuck if there's a complication. But there is nothing in the law that says he is responsible to pay for half of anything until he is adjudicated the father of a child. And that doesn't happen until after a baby is born. They can do blood tests, but not before. That's the law. It's unfair to women, but that's the law. So you have to give them back, and I will give you credit for the $100. You say it was $100, you say it was $60, Mr. Schleffen, it's not such a big deal. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Don't ever date this boy. Ever.
Don't date her.
And now the next case.
All parties on Chavez versus Johnson. Step forward.
43-year-old construction worker Chris Chavez is suing former landlord, 43-year-old dance instructor Christy Johnson, for the return of a security deposit and rent after she evicted him without notice. Christy says Chris was constantly drunk.
Mr. Chavez, you rented a room from the defendant,
Yes, Your Honor.
and according to you, she unceremoniously told you you had to leave after several weeks.
Yes.
And you are suing her for the return of your security deposit
Correct.
and any prorated rent.
Correct.
Okay?
Yes.
And she said she was forced for safety reasons to have you evicted immediately, and that she's not returning your security deposit because there was damage to the room. That's what this case is about, right?
Mostly.
That's good enough for me. Mostly is good enough for me. Okay. How much was your security deposit?
The security deposit was $294.50.
And the rent?
$350.
When did you move in?
On August 8th,
And when were you told to leave?
August 27th, I believe it was. Not real accurate of the date when I left. I was too afraid, and a lot was going on.
Okay. Is it correct that he left on the 27th, that you told him to leave on the 27th?
I gave Chris notice in writing. First, I gave him a letter on the 23rd trying to work out the problems that were going on. And I think it was a day or two later I gave him a notice in writing and asking him to leave by Saturday, which I think is the 27th.
27th. So then you owe him some money for rent.
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Yes, you do.
Your Honor?
Yes.
He paid rent through the end of the month,
Yes.
and he left of his own free will.
You told him to leave by Saturday. That's what you just told me.
Yes.
What do you mean? How could he leave of his own free will, madam, if you gave him a letter telling him that he had to be out by sundown on Saturday? That's not leaving of his own free will.
Well, I didn't have to get anybody to kick him out.
Are you for real?
Yes. Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Now, let's talk about his security deposit. What was wrong with the apartment?
He had left all of his stuff there, and that is because he got in a car accident while being drunk.
What was wrong with his room that you did not return his security deposit?
I had to spend my time packing up his things, cleaning the room. I had to paint the room. He started painting the room and didn't finish the job, so I had to buy paint and paint the room.
Because you kicked him out.
No, he did the job before he moved in, which was around the 9th or 10th, and we're talking 2 weeks later, Your Honor. And I'm asking for the rent to be deducted from the 1st of the month to the 23rd of the month of September, because he didn't give me a 30-day notice, and it cost me money to pay for the rent while he was not there.
Get real.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chris Chavez claims former landlord Christy Johnson evicted him without notice. Christy says Chris was constantly drunk around her children.
Go ahead.
I have a letter here that I gave him on the 23rd of August that outlines the fact that he had been
Can I see the letter, please?
Sure.
drunk in my home for several days, had not gone to work, had lied to me, had totally misrepresented himself to me.
Just a second. I'm writing this note because it seems that you have a hard time talking to me, or maybe anyone, about what's going on with you. I know that you are having a hard time right now and invite you to talk to me about the big stuff in your life. Go deeper in your conversations with me. I don't want to live with someone who clams up and holds up in his room for days on end. I am concerned about you. This is not what you write to a tenant. You write to a tenant, you're leaving your garbage in the hall, your dog is pooping all over the stairway, you know, because you leave food out, there are roaches all over the place. You don't write a tenant that you don't want to live with somebody who clams up and doesn't want to talk to me.
Well, Your Honor, he didn't talk to anybody for
Who cares?
about 6 days.
He doesn't have to talk about it to you.
Well, the difference that it makes to me, Your Honor, is that he was drunk in my home, and I have 2 small children, aged 5 and 9.
No, you don't say that here.
Yeah.
No, you don't say that here. You said, I am also concerned for my family. It is apparent to me that you have a drinking problem. We have also smelled cigarette smoke coming from your room. I have lived with drinkers, and I know the symptoms. I have been in enough bars in my life to know the smell of booze in the air. You try very hard to hide these facts, but you're not fooling me. It doesn't say that he did anything untoward towards you, did anything untoward towards your children, came home and threw up all over your living room couch. It said that you smelled alcohol on his breath and that you know the symptoms of alcoholism.
Your Honor, the smell permeated the house. I also...
Then you made a mistake in renting the room to him.
I did make a mistake.
Then what a landlord does is a landlord gives somebody 30 days notice and says, go and find yourself another room.
I was afraid to let him stay in my house.
Then how dare you even suggest to me that you want him to pay September's rent because he didn't give you 30 days notice? Doesn't that sound ridiculous to you?
Not to me, Your Honor.
Well, it sounds ridiculous to me. Probably sounds ridiculous for the other 10 million people who are going to watch this program, I think.
I feared for the safety of myself and my children. It was very stressful. It was very scary. This man was drunk, and he urinated his pants and didn't know it. This man had sushi in his room for 3 days, smelled like a dead animal was coming out of his room.
Okay.
He was so drunk. I have receipts there that show that every day for 6 days, he bought a quart of Bacardi rum and Pepsi. He stayed in his room.
How did you find those receipts?
When I cleaned his room because he refused to take his stuff away. They were in the trash.
You had an obligation to give him 30 days notice, Miss Johnson. Was half the room painted, sir?
It was all painted except for the trimming, trim the edges. That's all I had to do to be finished with it.
I read your papers, and I understand that you were going through a difficult personal time in your life.
Yes.
You were going through a separation from your wife?
Yes.
Your Honor, excuse me, he lied to me when he moved in. He did not tell me he was separating from his wife. He told me he was in a roommate situation. The house was being sold and he had to leave.
What difference does that make to you?
Well, because it set up a lot of lies. He misrepresented himself as an upstanding young man who worked, can't do any of those things. And after doing research...
You're a landlord, madam.
Many of those
You're
things
not his
wrong.
companion.
No.
You're not his therapist.
No.
If he wants to tell you that he's living with 6 monkeys, that's his business. He doesn't have to tell you that he's separated from his wife. That information he doesn't have to share with you at all.
No, he didn't, Your Honor.
Right. He does. You're absolutely right. But my question is, Mr. Shevins, did you drink a little too much during that period of time?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't drive. I just stayed in my room, worked on computer.
Is what you're telling me is you knew enough that you had had too much to drink to drive your car?
Exactly. I did not drive my vehicle.
Your Honor, that's a lie. He drove his car while he was drunk. He got in a car accident. He told me while he was drunk.
Has nothing to do. He's not your boyfriend, madam.
No, he is not my
He's not your boyfriend. He's a tenant.
But he's dangerous, and he was in my home.
He did not do anything dangerous in your home.
He was bumping into walls.
Oh, Miss Johnson.
In my home.
Yeah, I would suggest that you not rent to anybody else.
I am not, Your Honor.
Good. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. You throw him out and you want him to pay the next month's rent because he didn't give you 30 days notice. And I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $350.50. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 471 on the calendar in the matter of Livingston versus Joseph. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Livingston, you are a plumber by trade. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Joseph, you are a carpenter by trade.
That's correct.
According to your complaint, Mr. Livingston, two of you didn't get along very well. But there came a time when you claimed that Mr. Joseph assaulted you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And on what date did this incident occur?
February 11th of 2000.
When had the difficulty between the two of you started?
The difficulty started prior to that job on another job.
So you knew him from before this job?
Correct.
So when you found yourselves working together on this project, that wasn't a happy time?
No.
Now tell me what happened on February 11th.
February 11th, I arrived on a job site approximately 10 after 8. When I walked in, I was confronted by him saying that I had left the driveway open for you, but I guess you're going to wear the skirt today. And I ignored it, turned around.
What does that mean, I guess you're going to wear the skirt?
It just that I'm a wimp or a wuss. And approximately 10:30, I heard from the other side of the shear wall, was about 17 feet away.
What's a shear wall?
A shear wall is a wall between another room and it's half-inch plywood. He was up on the top of the railing and he was shooting down at me with a nail gun. And I have, Your Honor, the evidence of what a nail gun looks like. This is the type of nail gun that could maim or kill me.
Is that the nail gun that of a similar type that he was using on
Correct.
that day? Okay, go ahead.
And as that shot at the wall, a rack of these nails can be shot off in about 7 seconds. I had then come around the wall. He was standing there with an evil grin on his face, looking down at me. I called him very obscenity names, and I said, "Why did you shoot that nail gun at me?" Then he says, "I'm going to come down there and kick your..." He come all the way down the ladder, threw his belt off his waist, first nail gun, and come down the ladder, got into my face, and then I backed up and I turned around, and when I turned around, he had grabbed me from the backside and went against the stud wall, and that's when the wall had hit the side of my ribs.
And you have photographs of your
Yes,
injuries?
I do.
I'd like to see them. Well, I can't see anything around your midsection, sir, because you have a girdle on.
That's for the broken rib. That's a pressure bandage.
All right. Do you have a hospital report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
If Your Honor, if I may call my wife, if we could, for all the pain and suffering and...
Not necessary, sir. Just show me the hospital report. It's right there. Give her the whole packet.
Them are all the correspondence with the hospital.
Now we'll hear your version of the event, sir.
Well, it started actually in '99, probably about a month beforehand, and one of my carpenters nailed through that shear panel and hit his pipe, and he didn't mean to hit his pipe, but when he found out that he hit his pipe...
I heard about that. That's when all the bad blood started between the two of you. Let's get to February 11th.
Very irate. And
let's get to February 11th, sir.
Okay. A day before that, he pulled up to the job site and wanted more access to the driveway, and we were all up in scaffold in the air, 30, 40 feet in the air, and it wasn't possible for us to come down. He became irate and red-faced at that time, took his car, slammed it in reverse, and backed up, missing my vehicle by inches. This is from other people like Matt.
All right, he missed your car. Didn't hit your car. Missed your car.
He missed my car. Came in and cussing and
screaming. So he didn't have access to get his truck in there easily the day before, so he was angry.
He was very angry.
Okay, so now let's get to February 11th.
Okay, February 11th. He came with an attitude like he did the day before.
So he was angry?
Yes. I did shoot the nails.
I know you did. That's what you said.
Okay.
You said you shot the nails, and not only did you shoot the nails, but you said something to him when you were shooting the nails. According to you.
Yeah, I was jokingly trying to encourage him to get out of the mood he was in. When I said dance, pipe boy. And,
right, that's what you said. And that, Mr. Joseph, is what, quite frankly, pardon the pun on words, put the nail in your coffin.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Because there had been, evidently, bad blood between the two of you. You knew he was angry. You were not trying to cajole him into a better mood. Did you think that by pointing that gun and shooting in his direction, although not at him, that you were going to make him feel better by saying dance pipe boy? Did you think you were going to make him feel better?
May I respond in defense? 2 weeks prior...
I want you to answer my question. Did you think that you were going to make him feel better by shooting the nails from that gun in his direction and saying, dance pipe boy?
I honestly did, because he always is joking around with everybody on the job site.
But he wasn't joking around with you that day, sir, because you say right here in your answer, Mr. Joseph, it was evident that he was in his usual hostile mood.
I was trying to change his mood.
By shooting?
Yes.
By shooting those things in his
for
direction?
joking around with him. May I defend myself? Because 2 weeks prior to this, I was building a water heater platform, and I was having trouble reaching a nail, so I handed him my nail gun, and he took the nail gun and pointed it at his coworker's head. Matt Taylor was my witness to this.
Yes.
And he pointed up to his head, so if he's saying that it is so deadly of a weapon, why is he pointing at this gun that was live to the head of someone? When I shoot a nail gun during the day, people walk behind the walls all the time when I hold it up close. I was 35 feet away. There was nowhere for the round to get him at all. He was in perfect safety. Actually, I thought he was in the garage. He was in perfect safety.
You couldn't have thought he was in the garage, sir, because your statement, dance pipe boy, was directed to him. He was the only pipe boy around.
I knew he was in the general vicinity. I knew he could overhear me when I said that.
Oh, Mr. Joseph, come on. You precipitated this altercation. You started this altercation.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Livingston says coworker Douglas Joseph body slammed him. Douglas says he was only playing.
So now you've shot this nail gun in his general direction, although not according to you with him, and words are exchanged. You're up on the second floor, correct?
That's correct.
He's on the first floor. Did he come up to the second floor where you were at?
No, ma'am.
No, the answer is no. Did you exit the second floor and come down to the first floor?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because he was calling me down. He was calling me down with profanity and telling me he was going to kick my...
So that seems like a perfect time for me to stay where I am. Somebody is threatening you. I mean, I see the way you look. I see. How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
How old are you?
38.
Okay. How much do you weigh?
162 pounds.
How much do you weigh?
250 pounds.
So it seems to me you don't have much of a risk from him coming up to you and beating you with his plunger, right?
Right.
So you come down from the second floor because he was calling you names. And what happened when you came downstairs, Mr. Joseph?
We did stand toe-to-toe, and he was blurting out vulgar language at the whole time. And I said, "You're not worth going to jail for." I turned and walked away, turned my cheek and walked the other way. And he blurts out, I can't even say it on TV, or he's bleeping things. But I became angry at that point when I turned and I went to push him. And as I pushed him, I tripped and fell on this hardware that he was mumbling about. And he jumped on my back and started choking me. And so
you went to push him.
I went to push him, but I fell.
No, you went to push him. That's not what you said. You said you went to push him, and as I did, I fell.
Right.
Then you're down on the ground, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're down, flat down on the ground.
I'm down on my knees and my hands.
And what happened?
He jumped my back and started choking my neck. I couldn't breathe.
Yes.
So then I feared for my life. I grabbed his sweatshirt, and I couldn't breathe, so I tried to erect myself, and I pushed his back into the wall. And at that point, I gained control. And I put him in head and arm and around his body, and that's it. No punches were done.
Well, he was injured, sir. He had a fractured rib.
Yeah. Dewey, the electrician, told me he was loading his four-wheeler and broke his rib doing that. He told me.
Don't tell. I'm not interested in what somebody else told you, sir. That's hearsay. That's hearsay. Now, he went to the hospital on the 11th. What's 16:45 hours?
That's 4:45 in the afternoon.
May I introduce Matt Taylor? He's my witness.
I saw the argument in the morning.
You saw it from the beginning, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I did. I saw him.
Where was Mr. Joseph?
He was upstairs with me, second floor.
And did you see him with a gun similar to that in his hand?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any conversation with him, Mr. Taylor, prior to him pointing the gun downward and shooting off a round?
No.
He didn't say to you, "Look what I'm going to do," or "I'm just fooling around"?
No.
How many rounds did he fire off?
3.
When he fired off those rounds, did you see the plaintiff?
No, I didn't. He was behind the shear wall.
Did you ask Mr. Joseph what he was doing?
No.
Well, wouldn't that seem like a logical thing to ask?
I knew that I knew Mr. Livingston wasn't in any danger from
That's not what I asked you. You saw the defendant shooting off rounds of that gun in a way that was not meant to do any business that you were there to do, right?
Right.
Well, what did you think he was doing, sir?
I thought he was messing around.
Messing around with what?
A nail gun.
Messing around how? Just look at me, sir. Messing around how?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I didn't know what he was doing. He was shooting off the nail gun. I knew he was messing around with the plumber.
Okay, so you know he was messing around with the plumber with the nail gun.
Yes. Yes, sir.
There we go. So after he shot off 3 rounds with the nail gun, what did you hear him say?
I heard him say, "Dance, pipe boy."
Now, you were on the 2nd floor. Do you see how quietly you said that to me, "Dance, pipe boy"? I want you to use your voice, Mr. Taylor, and in a voice that replicates how Mr. Joseph communicated "Dance, pipe boy" to the plaintiff. Why don't you tell me how that sounded from the 2nd floor? Let's hear it, Mr. Taylor.
He said, "Dance, pipe boy."
You want me to put you up on the 2nd floor and see if I could hear that? With all the other noise that's going on in a house that's being renovated? You want to try that one more time?
He said, "Dance, pipe boy."
That sounds more like it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You came downstairs and took off your belt to fight.
Negative.
Oh, yes. You started it. And whatever happened after that, you deserved it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Livingston says co-worker Douglas Joseph body slammed him. Douglas says he was only playing.
And when he said "Dance, pipe boy," see how you laughed and you smiled when you said that to me? Did you smile?
No, I didn't.
You didn't smile. Did you laugh?
No.
Was he laughing?
No.
Wasn't?
No.
And then what did you see, sir?
I saw Mr. Livingston come out from around the corner, and for a while he was taunting Doug, lots of verbal abuse, cursing at him.
Cursing at him.
And then I saw Doug he went downstairs.
Did he go downstairs by ladder?
Yes.
And did he put down the gun before he started to descend the ladder?
Yes.
And what about his tool belt?
He took that off. He took that off when he got down there.
Did he take that off as soon as he got down from the ladder?
No.
So he was wearing it?
Yes.
And when did he take off his tool belt?
The second time he went down, when...
Second time?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the first time he went down.
The first time he went down was after Mr. Livingston started calling him a bunch of names. He went down, he said that it wasn't worth it, came back up, and then Mr. Livingston started yelling at him some more, and he went back down, and then he took off his tool belt.
You weren't going to do anything about it. Like, he wanted to fight, and I didn't want to fight. I tried to walk away from it the whole time.
You could have?
I could have.
Oh, you could have, Mr. Joseph. All you had to do was not come downstairs the second time and take off your belt.
How much verbal abuse can someone take?
Do you hear that?
Yeah,
Do you hear that?
When it goes on for months, they've had 5 complaints about him with other trades and everything, about how vulgar his language is and how...
That's why, Mr. Joseph, I don't believe you when you say to me that you shot the gun at him in an attempt to change his mood from foul to fair. I don't believe you. What I think you wanted to do was just give him a good one. And you not only shot this gun at him, which could place him at risk because, let's say, it happened that one of those nails hit another nail, hit a pipe, ricocheted, caused some damage. You would have been very sorry that that happened. You would have said it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt him. But bottom line was, you started it. And whatever happened after that, whatever foul language he was using, whatever names he was calling you or your mother, whatever he was doing, you deserved it. So you didn't come down once. So you didn't tell me that. You actually went upstairs without taking off your belt. According to this gentleman, you came downstairs and took off your belt to fight.
Negative.
Oh, yes, you did. You took off your belt in order to fight, because otherwise there is absolutely no reason for you to take off your belt. You didn't do it the first time.
I believe I did do it the first time, actually.
Not according to your witness. According to your witness, he said you went up the first time, right? With the belt. Came back upstairs with the belt. Didn't take the belt off until he came down a second time, right?
Right.
You've been most helpful. Sit down. So, Mr. Joseph, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I'm sure that that's something that you heard at your mother's knee at some time during your life, and it's too bad that you didn't follow through. You started this incident on this job site. You started it. You started it by behaving irresponsibly with a very serious piece of equipment. And I'm not saying that Mr. Livingston, by responding and calling you names and cursing at you, was a gentleman. But boy, if somebody did that to me, let's just say this. Are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are your children?
They're 10, 11, 12, 13.
Let's say a 15-year-old boy doesn't like your 10-year-old and has one of those dart guns and takes out one of those dart guns and starts shooting it in your son's direction.
May I defend your leading?
No, I want to ask you that question.
Actually, an incident happened to my son just the other day where he was beat up by 3 of the neighbor boys, and I walked over to the neighbor after just relaxing about it and talking to her, and said, I know that boys will do things, and he had a hurt rib and a bloody nose.
And you went over and said, I know that boys will do things.
Yeah,
Really?
They beat him up, and he was in tears, and everyone, you know, and I responded like, you know, I was in fear of my son, but an hour later I realized that he might have done something to begin with to do something, and then they might have taunted him or something like that, you know.
Really?
And I think they were both
You are such a good person. Somebody did that to one of my kids, boy, even joking around. I wouldn't like that, would you?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
I admit that I was angry at first, but I waited an hour and a half.
Well, you calmed down.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you should have done.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to pay for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused.
26-year-old David Yanez is suing 23-year-old Travis Pexey for vandalizing his BMW with a crowbar. David claims the incident started when Travis picked a fight with him outside a nightclub.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 161 on the calendar in the matter of Giannis versus Pexey. Good morning, Judge.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good.
Parties have been sworn in, Yanni. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Yannis, it is your claim that the defendant, after a night of drinking, are you smiling for a reason?
Oh, no.
Good. Damaged your car, attacked your car. You want him to pay for the damage. Mr. Pexey says that you actually attacked him and ran him over with your car. He was just protecting himself. So why don't you tell me your version of the events? First, when did it happen?
It happened in Saddle Ranch on Saturday, the 13th of February. And what happened was when we were walking, after the club was closed at 2 o'clock, we were walking to the parking lot.
Who's we?
Me and my friend Scott.
So tell me what happened as you were leaving the club.
Okay, so when I was walking towards the car, Travis bumped into me. And when I said, like, you know...
Did you know him